Hello, my name is Josie Kramer, and today I will be introducing you to a fascinating yet misunderstood South American vertebrate that calls the Oklahoma City Zoo home, Dendrobates auratus, better known as the green and black poison dart frog. These little guys reside in the amphibia taxa. How these frogs get their name is through an interesting practice that involves rubbing an arrowhead on the skin of the frog in order to coat the surface of said arrowhead with a deadly poison produced by the frog's skin glands. Said poison, which is an alkaloid compound, is not as harmful to the surface of the skin as many believe. The poison on the dart frog's skin must be ingested or make contact with the blood or sensitive membrane such as the eyes or mouth in order to be deadly. Touching a poisoned dart frog in the wild can cause tingling, numbness, or irritation depending on the individual's sensitivity. These frogs live on the floors of warm, humid, tropical rainforests, with their range encompassing the rainforests of Central America and stretching all the way down to Colombia. However, it may be difficult to find them despite their bright coloring, as the adult frog is only about the size of a quarter. They also prefer to spend their time near streams or other bodies of water underneath the leaf cover. But they are also known to climb up trees and other vegetation despite their usual terrestrial lifestyle. This can be seen in the way their enclosure is set up at the zoo, providing ample vegetation to hide in, as well as branches and high walls to climb on. The green and black poison dart frog diet includes small arthropods, such as ants, beetles, mites, and mosquitoes. The ants and mites in particular are actually what give the frogs their poison. The arthropod consumes plants that contain the alkaloid compound. It is then stored in, let's say, the ant's body. Then, our frog comes along and eats the ant. Now, the alkaloid compound is processed and stored in the frog's skin glands in order to be used as a self-defense in the form of toxicity. Dendrobates auratus, in particular, is not considered deadly to adult humans, but its cousin, the golden poison dart frog, has enough of the alkaloid compound to kill 30 grown men. That's pretty crazy. Quick fun fact, poison dart frogs have actually been introduced into the Hawaiian Islands in order to control mosquito populations. They are critical to the environments they call home, as they serve as both predator and prey. And yes, they are able to be eaten by some animals that have evolved a resistance or immunity to the toxin. They can't kill everything. But these roles allow the ecosystem to remain stable, with no one population going out of control. The frogs control the bugs, birds, snakes, and some mammals through their role of consumer and consumed. Now, looking at our guys here in the Oklahoma City Zoo, they don't have access to those arthropods that are originally consuming the alkaloid compound. This means that dart frogs in captivity do not have toxins or poison stored in their skin glands. A not-so-poisonous poison dart frog. These guys mostly eat small flies and crickets, which would hypothetically allow you to eat one without any dire consequences to your health. However, I would not recommend it. Even with the lack of poison, it is still common practice to avoid handling the frogs unless absolutely necessary, and to wash your hands or skin after any contact. It's always smart to play it safe. Speaking of playing it safe, I think we all know that deforestation and habitat loss has become a pressing issue everywhere, and for most species. The dart frog is no exception. Thankfully, the green and black poison dart frog is not endangered, but if the forests it calls home continue to be encroached upon, that status could take a turn for the worse. As stated previously, it's always better to play it safe, and by showcasing these beautiful little guys at the zoo, conservation efforts can continue. They raise awareness for the species, their critical role in the ecosystem, as well as providing education to the public. It is so important to get people to come face to face with the wildlife that needs our help, as it creates a new level of empathy and personal involvement that would otherwise be lacking. After seeing their adorable little faces, how could you not fight for their best interests?